Welcome to Parenting 101. Whether your baby is already born and you are postpartum, or your baby is not quite here, as well as if this is your first baby or your fifth baby, we're excited to have you to review some of the most important things to know about our newborns in those first few weeks of life. Some of the objectives we would like to address today include feeding of our newborns, safe sleep, safe use of a car seat, development, postpartum blues and depression, and some general safety measures for baby. First, we're going to discuss feeding your newborn. Remember that right after baby is born, they have a very small stomach that grows slowly with time. Most newborns will feed every 2 to 3 hours or 8 to 12 times in 24 hours. Until baby is back to their birth weight, I recommend not letting the baby sleep longer than 4 hours in between feeds. Once baby is back to birth weight, they are safer to go slightly longer and oftentimes will regulate when they need to be fed in the middle of the night. If breastfeeding, adequate feeding is often measured by appropriate wet and dirty diapers, as well as measuring weight gain. Next, we're going to discuss safe sleep. It is extremely important in the first several weeks of life to ensure that babies sleep safely. Babies are too little to be able to roll effectively or push things off of them if anything obstructs their ability to breathe. Because of this, babies should always sleep alone in a crib or bassinet and be put to sleep on their back. They can be swaddled tightly in a blanket, but no extra blankets, stuffed animals, or pillows should be in the crib with them. Although very cute, crib bumpers can also be dangerous and increase the risk of suffocation for babies. Allow for tummy time when baby is awake and supervised, and when snuggling, always put baby to sleep alone if you get tired or worried that you might fall asleep. Let's briefly review car seat use. Many children will spend a lot of time in cars. Using a car seat correctly is a very important way of keeping children safe. Car seats should be rear-facing until at least age 2, but sometimes longer. Car seats do expire, so if using a hand-me-down, make sure that you check the expiration date. Car seats should only be used for travel. They should not be used for sleeping, feeding, or other activities outside the car. The harness of the car seat should be snug. It should be snug as a hug or unable to pinch in between fingers. Remember to remove bulky clothing, especially in the winter, to ensure the fit is snug. If it is cold, you can place a blanket on baby over the top of the straps. Next, we're going to review early childhood development. The very best thing you can do for your baby's social, language, and motor development is interacting with them regularly right from the beginning. Spend lots of time making eye contact and talking to your baby. Even though they are small, they are already listening, absorbing, and learning from you. Promote tummy time to help with head and core strength. Recommend limiting exposure to screens, as this increases exposure to direct human-to-human contact. Reading to your baby and stating things you are doing will help baby bond with you and learn new things. If you are raising a baby in a bilingual household, encourage exposure to both languages as much as possible. Bringing your baby to their regularly scheduled well child checks in the office will help ensure that they are on track and also help you know what next things to look out for when it comes to their developmental milestones. Next, we're going to discuss postpartum blues and depression. Having a new baby takes a huge toll on your body. After delivery, your hormones change rapidly, which can have a huge impact on your mood. If your symptoms are mild and only last for a couple of weeks, it is called postpartum blues. Your doctor will screen you for postpartum depression at your postpartum visit, but don't wait until that visit to call your doctor if you're having concerns sooner. Let's review a few signs of postpartum depression. If you notice that you're having excessive crying that lasts for long periods of time without explanation, you may notice sleep trouble, such as sleeping too much or not sleeping at all. You may notice that you feel detached from your baby. Although you love your baby, you're not feeling as much joy as you thought you would. Brain fog is another common symptom, feeling like there's difficulty with memory or trouble concentrating. You may have unexplained mood swings, which might be a little bit abnormal for you and cause increased concern. And lastly, you could have some eating problems, such as not feeling like eating or eating more than usual. If you notice that you're having signs of postpartum depression, this does not mean that you're a bad mom. It's extremely common but not talked about enough. And it's very important that you talk to your doctor because there are lots of ways that we can help. Let's move on to some general safety and tips for newborns. Some red flags to keep in mind include reduced feeding, a change in wet diapers, which could indicate dehydration or lethargy in our newborns. This would mean that baby is too sleepy to wake them up for a feed. Remember that babies' immune systems are not fully developed. Therefore, any fever in a newborn warrants further evaluation. If you're ever in doubt, I recommend getting a rectal temperature. If there is any concern for fever, baby should come to the emergency department. Make sure to encourage visitors to wash hands and to wait to visit and meet baby if any sick symptoms, to avoid spreading anything to your newborn. Ensure that older siblings and pets are always supervised when around baby, as they may not know how to act. We hope that this was a helpful overview. We welcome any questions, comments, or experiences you would like to share.